What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we are going to talk about the Julio Jones route running film breakdown. Again, this is by popular demand, so please leave in the comments who you guys would like to see me break down next. That would really mean a lot to me. Let's get started with this. So these first two clips, I'm going to show you how everything's a setup. Everything at the wide receiver position, everything you do is a setup. Julio Jones right now is going to be working an out post. Then in the next clip, he's going to be working a post out. So right here, off the snap, he kind of starts to stem this thing outside. Then he makes this stick in the ground, and he carries this out 1, 2, 3 steps. Now, you see what he does with his body here. He fully commits his shoulders, fully commits his hips to get this guy to think that he's going out right now, and he's going to start the first step of the speed turn because of Julio Jones' pad level. A lot of you guys make the mistake of just keeping your body square when you're telegraphing a double move and not actually turning your shoulders and turning your hips, getting this DB to commit. So as you can see, what it does is his weight is all the way on this outside leg right here. And he's not going to be able to react fast because he's not in a balanced position. And when Julio makes this stick in the ground, you see how he sinks his hips. He's not super tall. He doesn't telegraph this move. He doesn't reach out for it. A lot of you guys tend to reach, and then what happens when you reach is your pad level goes up, and then we're slow, and then we have this slow turn with our hips. But Julio sinks his hips, and he's able to push off of this break right here, push off this inside arch, snap this head around, and that's why he gets separation. And he shoots his head around. He knows the quarterback, the ball's going to be out. This is a longer developing route, so he shoots his head around because he knows the quarterback probably already has the ball in the air. Matt Ryan does a pretty good job of doing that, and he shoots his head around, catches his ball, gets upfield. Okay, now this next route. Now, I'm sure Julio has ran a post in this game. He's ran an out, and as you can see, he ran an out post, and now he's going to be running a post out. So off the snap of the ball, he's pumping. He's long strides, looking over this DB's outside shoulder, okay? Now, and what else does he do? You guys hear the phrase a lot, step on his toes. This is exactly what we mean by when we say step on his toes. He's closing the distance between himself and this DB. And what causes the DB to do is fully open this gate, as you can see. And when we get this DB into this position, this is a good position we want to be in if we're not running a fade, because we could go so many places here. We could attack his blind spot, which is what Julio does in the first place. He sets this thing up, and he goes post for 3 hard steps. So he comes here, 1, 2, 3. And what this DB does is he's thinking post right now, so he does this speed turn out of there. He's going to try to play this post great. Julio tries to keep this post skinny, and then he puts this sudden stick in the ground. Even with this slip, he's still able to get out of the route fast, and look at the separation that he's developed between him and this DB simply by just selling the fade. Everything you do, guys, every single route you run has to look the exact same. Julio looking over this guy's outside shoulder, closing the distance, makes it look like a fade. Stick in the ground, looks like the post that I'm sure the Eagles have seen before in this game, and then he drops his weight, explodes out of this break, and shoots his head around, catches his ball, toe taps, get out. All right, so now this is going to be a comeback and go. Now, Julio does a great job of being patient off this line, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to gather information on this DB. How's he going to play it? The DB's not right up on the line here. He's about a yard off, so he's trying to gather some information, slow play this guy, see how it plays. Kind of a walk, hesitation, release. Seeing how this DB's playing it, he gets this DB on his heels. DB ain't in a very good base either, because Julio's slow play off of it gets him to read him, but the DB recovers well. Julio's looking. Now, you see how Julio's looking straight forward, selling this fade, trying to get this guy to think fade. Now, when he snaps down, he's running a comeback and go, like I said. Here, he needs to get a little bit lower. And Julio's a big guy. He's about 6'4", 6'5", so it's tougher for him to get in that low position that it would be a slot maybe, while you're really sinking your hips. So as you can see, because he's tall, he doesn't have as much of an explosive position, and this leg gets extended, and he slips out of the break, which makes him off balance out of his break. It does end up working, and I'm going to tell you guys why. But also, you see, if you've heard me talk about the snap down before, this foot is coming straight forward. On a snap down, on a curl, comeback, any kind of 45-degree angle turn, that first initial snap down step and those second 2 steps need to be getting you. That first initial snap down step, aggressive, he did a good job of that, but those second 2 steps need to be getting him back downhill on this 45-degree angle. This one was straightforward, not on a 45-degree angle. But the reason why he was able to get separation is because he came here and he gave a stick rather than turning around completely and having this real slow turn out of there. Okay, that's why he was able to get separation. He gave this stick, and he was able to explode off of it, as you guys can see. Stick, explode. And now that's what got him separation from this DB, because he's pushing off that leg, he's exploding upfield, and he's able to get some separation from this guy. He doesn't have a slow turn out of there. So as you can see, stick, explode. Now, on the catch here is a catch in traffic. Anytime we catch in traffic, we want to catch this ball and we want to be violent to the tuck. And Julio does a great job of that. You don't want to hold this thing out there for forever, because that's what the safety's trying to do. He's trying to knock this ball out. He's trying to get the ball free. So we're violent to the tuck. He gets down, catch, violent to the tuck, protect the ball, and then we're good with the completion. That's a great job by Julio recovering after the stumble. Okay, so this is a goal line fade from Julio. Now, a lot of you wide receivers, goal line fade, anytime you're running a quick route, you spend too much time with the release. You spend too much time in this area right here rather than getting up into the route. From a quarterback perspective, you're in the goal line. Julio knows that he's going to be getting pressure. He knows Matt Ryan's getting pressure, so he knows he's got to get into this route quick so Matt Ryan can get the ball up. A lot of you guys do these 3-4 moves off the line in a goal line situation. Quarterback will be sacked if you're the only receiver doing that. That's the era of one-on-ones and 7-on-7, why everybody thinks it works. This is real-time game situation here. Good corner. Now, Julio's got a sudden feet. He just goes 1-2. You can barely even see the first move. 1-2. Now, what this does is it doesn't get the DB by a lot, but look at the DB's weight. It's all the way inside because he gave a sudden movement. Got him on his heels a little bit, and it almost jumps inside here. Now, that's not a whole lot of separation. If we're in the open field, he might be okay, because we're in the red zone, everything gets smaller. And this amount of separation is enough, especially at Julio's level and especially at the goal line, to make a difference, okay, guys? Now, if he's in the middle, he's at the 35-yard line and they're running downfield, then maybe it's a different story. But right now in the end zone, that's all the separation you need. It came surely and solely just because he had sudden feet off of this release. Now, when he gets up into this route, high points the ball, strong hands. He doesn't have weak hands when he goes up for the ball. Strong hands. A lot of you receivers make that mistake in the red zone. Strong hands, able to come down, get 2 feet in, get out of bounds. All right, so now we're going to be working a post corner. Now, Julio is just a master of the double move. You've heard the phrase, he's got a PhD in route running, because it's true. He does. Now, on this is just a perfect example of that. He's coming off this route, stick in the ground. Now, he's running a post corner here. When he makes this stick, what's the first thing that shoots around? It's his eyes. His eyes, his shoulders are committed to the post. And look at this DB. He's watching his eyes as well. Now, that's probably not the right technique. You never should really be watching the receiver's eyes. But that's the reason why this route worked, because he gave his pad level inside. This DB overcommitted. He turned his shoulders inside. He gave his eyes to the QB to sell this post. That's what a lot of you guys don't do. A lot of you guys will be looking this way on a post corner, especially when he's off. That's probably not going to get him to bite as much, because he shot his eyes around. It got him to bite. Now he goes for 3 steps, 2, 3, stick. Now, the mistake a lot of you guys will make is see how his knee is working inside, and a lot of you guys say, oh, it's going to hurt his knee. It's not going to hurt his knee. He's pushing off this inside arch of his foot, almost like a pitcher when he's pushing off the mound. That's acceleration out of this break, guys. That's where we want to be. A lot of you guys will be straight up and down, and you're pushing off this outside part of your foot, and that's why you're slow out of this break, because when you push off the outside of your foot, your pad level comes up. When you push off the inside of your foot, he's able to keep his pad level low and get up on this 45-degree angle. That's why he doesn't round the break. A lot of you guys, when you run a post corner, you'll round it and you'll take the break up in here. Julio knows that there's a guy right here. He can't do that. So that's why he pushes off of this inside arch right here, off of that, like if you're wearing Adidas shoes, that Adidas logo on the inside of your foot, that's where you want to be pushing off of. So he could get on this 45, shoots his head around, DB falls, catch, score. All right, so now this is Julio working in practice and training camp. He's working a speed out, cutting off that third inside step at about 10, rounding it off to 15. So as you can see here, he makes that third inside stick, aggressive, sudden, and again, look where he's pushing off of. He's pushing off of the inside arch of his foot to accelerate him out of this break. But another thing is he doesn't just turn around. He actually runs out of this break and then snaps his head around. Look how early Ryan's throwing this ball. Ryan's starting his motion before he even breaks. The ball's in the air right when he hits that foot in the ground. That's a great timing throw. Julio snaps his head around fast, locates the ball, and finds this thing. But he doesn't get there. he doesn't get to that spot because Matt Ryan and Julio have great chemistry. He doesn't get to this spot right here if he's not accelerating out of this break and running to that spot. If he just stands up right now and stands super tall and then looks for the ball's thrown too far in front of him, and then you love to blame the quarterback, but really it's on the receiver in that situation. Good job of snapping the head around and accelerating out. All right, guys, I really appreciate you watching. That really means a lot to me. And please subscribe to this channel. That would also really mean a lot to me. I will see you guys next time.